At CES 2026, during AMD's keynote, a company called Luma AI put something on screen that stopped the room. A script, not even a fully polished script, just a detailed outline, was fed into their system. What came back was production-grade video, not a rough AI demo clip, not an animated proof of concept. Video that looked like it came out of a real production studio, with realistic human faces, coherent scenes, consistent characters, and cinematic quality that had the audience leaning forward in their seats. Then Luma's CEO said something that reframed the entire moment. 3 to 10 people, 90-minute movie, 9 days. And then he said the part that should get every publisher's attention. This is not a future projection. This is what people are actually doing right now. Today we're breaking down what Luma AI actually built and why it works differently, and what the shift it represents means for every serious media company. To understand why what Luma demonstrated matters, you need to understand the ceiling. The AI video tools that existed before 2026 were generation models. You gave them a prompt, and they generated a clip. Impressive clips, sometimes stunning clips, but clips that had no awareness of anything beyond the 10 seconds they were producing. A character who died in scene 3 would cheerfully reappear in scene 15. A scene set in daylight might cut to the same location at night with no reason. The style would drift between scenes because nothing was tracking the visual language. You could make impressive individual moments. You could not make a coherent story. This is the wall that every filmmaker kept running into. It is not a workflow. What Luma built is structurally different. They built a model that reasons. Luma's Ray 3 is the world's first reasoning video model. Here's what it means. A standard video generation model produces pixels. It outputs a clip that statistically resembles what you asked for. It has no understanding of what came before or after. It is not tracking a story. It is not modeling a world. A reasoning video model thinks before it ever produces a frame. It reads the context of the entire project, who the characters are, what the scene requires in relation to everything before it, and imagines it. The CEO described it this way: Ray 3 daydreams in visuals. It imagines what the scene should look like before producing it, and because it's reasoning from full context, it maintains consistency. This is why the human faces looked real. The model understood who this was. It wasn't generating a face, it was generating the right face. Let's put the production speed claims in context. DreamWorks 2009 reference. Madagascar required thousands of man-hours per film. That was standard. The complexity of rendering photorealistic animation at feature quality required industrial-scale infrastructure and teams of hundreds. Luma generates a 10-second clip in 25 to 30 seconds. Partners are producing 10 minutes of production-grade footage per day. That pace makes a 90-minute film achievable in 9 days. 3 to 10 people, 9 days, production grade. In 2025, Hollywood employment shrank 25%. At the same time, the global entertainment and media industry grew significantly. The industry got bigger while the traditional production workforce got smaller. The gap is being filled by exactly this kind of technology. This is displacement as a present reality and the opening of a new door. Let's bring this into the publishing world because the implications are direct. Every publisher is now also a potential video studio. Aspirational 2 years ago, today it is logistically achievable. Think about what a regional news publisher could do with this. Investigative pieces taking 6 months can now be produced in days. The story is already in the journalism. The production is now within reach. Think about what a trade publication could do. Complex B2B stories become producible at editorial budgets. The expertise is already in-house. The barrier was cost and complexity. Think about what a book publisher could do. Nonfiction to docuseries, produced by small teams in weeks rather than years. The creative community is already splitting, understand the future or resist. Major professionals are forming small teams for 90-minute scripts. The gap in AI video tools has never been rendering quality. Rendering has improved, but the gap has always been intelligence. The model understands what the project is trying to do. Luma built the intelligence layer, a model that understands intent. A creative agent that partners with the human creator. It can take high-level direction and execute it consistently. The human still decides the story, the tone, and the message. The agent handles production execution at unmatched scale. This is not AI replacing creative judgment. It is AI finally becoming capable enough to execute it at scale. At Nori Media Group, we track developments that shift the possible. What Luma demonstrated is one of those threshold moments. Publishers must build the in-house capability to use it. Follow Nori Media Group. What would you produce in 9 days?